Welcome. It's Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Please, as you jump on, or if you're watching the replay, please say hi and let me know where you're watching from. I'm really excited today because I have some quick and easy cards for you. And we're going to be using two of the Sale-A-Bration items. And you can earn both of these items free during Sale-A-Bration, which is going on now through February 28th of 2023. And again, if you have to make multiple cards, this might be a good way to make several cards because they're quick and they're easy. So I'm going to turn the camera down so we can start stamping. So just give me a second while I change the view of the camera. And if someone could let me know if you can hear me okay, because last week I had a little bit of technical problems with the sound. So I am hoping that I have fixed that. And then just a couple things before we start stamping. I wanted to let you know the card class to go, make and take packets. I mailed them yesterday. So thank you to all of you who placed an order with me to receive January's monthly card class packet to go to make 6 cards. And then last night, some of you joined Connie Douglas from Canada and myself for our kit together party on Zoom. We had so much fun. And those of you that bought a kit in December, either from Connie Douglas or myself, we got together last night and put our kits together. And here's just an example of a kit. This is like the candle card kit, but we have so many different card kits in our Stampin' Up! Store. But we had so much fun that Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie, who lives in Canada, and myself, we are going to do this again. So anyone who who buys a card kit during the month of January, you will be invited to a kit together party in February. But you do need to use this host code right here. And this is my January host code also, if you're just placing a regular order with me, 29NZ9PBQ. All right, well, let's do some crafting. So again, as I mentioned, Sale-A-Bration is going on, and I can actually open the catalog. So we are going to be using the Designer Series paper, Dainty Flowers. This is 12 by 12. You can receive this free with a $50 purchase. Now this does coordinate with a stamp set in the new spring mini catalog. So on page 55 of the mini catalog is the stamp set that coordinates with the Designer Series paper in the Sale-A-Bration brochure. So if you wanted to buy the Dainty Delight bundle, which is the stamp set and the dies, it's in the United States, it's $54.75, and that would qualify you for, if you wanted to choose whatever you want. If you wanted to choose the Designer Series paper that matches this, then you could earn that free by getting this stamp set bundle. And then the other item that we're going to use today to make our cards is on page 9, and it is a stamp set called Sending Support, and it just has sentiments. But I love all the sentiments in this stamp set. So sending sentiments, it says some days are harder than others. Sending loving thoughts and prayers. Hope today is one of the easier ones. There are so many ways you might feel right now. Alone shouldn't be one of them. Here for you always. Good luck. It's okay not to feel okay. You've got this. My shoulder is yours. Courage is being really scared and doing it anyway. So a lot of these sentiments will stand on their own, but some you could put on the outside of a card, and then you could also use one for the inside of the card. The designer series paper that's in the Sale-A-Bration is called Dainty Flowers. And I'm just, you receive 12 sheets and you get 2 of each design. So here is, I'm just going to quickly go through these. Here's the front of this one and then the back. So you'll notice that the fronts are a lot more floral. There we go. And then the back. This designer series paper is great to be able to make layers and just put on a card, as we're going to do that today. And then the back is, this would be perfect for like more masculine cards if you wanted. And here we have one of leaves and some dots with the fresh freesia and more flowers. Isn't that beautiful? So just beautiful, beautiful paper. So I wanted to show you that. And now I'm ready to show you my first card. This is the first card that we're going to make. Well, I'm going to step it up just a little bit. It says it's okay not to feel okay. Here for you always. And then I put a little designer series paper inside. So again, these cards we're going to make today using the stamp set for the sentiments, and basically the designer series paper is what really makes the cards stand out. So let me bring in, we have what we need. We have our card base, which is basic white, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. All the measurements are in this description of this video, so you don't need to copy them down. We have a layer of Blackberry Bliss, 5 1/4 by 4. And then the designer series paper, which is 5 by 3 3/4. And then you will need a scrap of Blackberry Bliss and a scrap of the basic white cardstock. And then designer series paper, 1 inch by 5.5. And we're going to have this for the inside of our card. Okay, I'm going to bring in my craft sheet so that you wouldn't have to, but I want to make sure I don't get anything on the graph paper. I'm going to bring in my adhesive, and I hope this is going to work. Yesterday I was having a little bit of problem with my adhesive working, but I think I had a little clogged, so we got that taken care of. So I'm just going to take this designer series paper, and we are just going to layer it right on our Blackberry Bliss cardstock. And then we are going to just add this to our card base. Now, if you wanted to, you could pop it up with dimensionals. So I'm adding this card, I'm adding an extra layer of the Blackberry Bliss, where on the first card, I just added designer series paper. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. I think I need to go forward just a little bit. And then we are going to bring in our basic white, and we're going to bring It's Okay Not to Feel Okay. And we need Blackberry Bliss ink. We'll ink that up. I think I'm going to try to get that a little straighter, but I think since we're going to punch it out, it would be okay. And then I am going to bring in a double oval punch. This is in the annual catalog, the double oval punch. And I want to center that a little bit. There we go. And then we'll just punch that out. Then I'm going to bring in the Blackberry Bliss, and we're just using the large. There's two ovals. We're going to use the larger one on both of those. Then I'm going to bring our trimmer in. And we're going to take our Blackberry Bliss oval, and we're just going to lay it right here and line that up in the middle. And it's better if you have your blade at the below your oval. Not always, but for this it does. It makes it easier to cut. And then we have two. Cut that in half. And then we are going to bring the silicone craft sheet in. And just going to add some adhesive. And we're just going to pop that up right here. And then I'm going to add some adhesive. And so we're just going to kind of have a little bit of Blackberry Bliss on the top and the bottom. I'm going to turn this over and see how that's crooked. So we want to make this straight. That way when we turn it over, then it should be. It's like I need to come down just a little bit, but I still want it straight. Okay, now we are going to pop that up with some dimensionals. So we want to add 3 dimensionals, bring in our card base. See how quick and easy this card is, and it's just so pretty. And then we can put it up here. We can put our, you can kind of decide where you would like to place your, I just hate to cover up that beautiful, beautiful. I think on this card, I'm going to just put it right up here on the right. And then I'm going to bring in some crinkled seam binding ribbon, which I have already made into a bow just to save time. I'm going to bring in our glue dots. I'm going to bring the bow to the glue dots. And I'm going to place that right here, maybe. And then I can bring in my snips if I want to maybe. The ribbon match. And then I'm going to bring in the Rhinestone Basic Jewels, which is in the annual catalog. But you could put any embellishment that you wanted on here. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, pick up that putty. I think I'm going to put one right here. And I don't know, but I think maybe that's really all it needs is just one gem. So here was the first card that we made. And here is the second card. Well, this is the first card I showed you, and this is the card that we made. So I did change the orientation. And then this card here, I just added the extra Blackberry Bliss cardstock. And then inside, I've already put Here For You Always, and I already added the strip just to save a little bit of time. Because I have another card to make with you. But before I do that, I just really want to quickly mention to you about our online global retreat that is coming up February 17th and 18th. And this is a virtual retreat, although you will receive a retreat box to go mailed to your home. And in that retreat box is over $25 of Stampin' Up! Products. You'll have 8 make and takes. You'll receive written tutorials with pictures in color. You'll get pillow gifts and more. So If you can't watch it live, you will have lifetime access to all the live videos. There'll be 8 live presentations with over 30 projects. If you live in the United States, the cost is $55, and the link is in the description to sign up. And if you live in the United Kingdom, it's £40, Canada, $75, and Australia, $75. And if you live in any of these 4 countries, you can sign up and be part of the online global retreat. And in the description, I have a link for whichever country that you live in to click and fill out. And then there's more information. Okay, let's make our second card. For this card, we're going to need, we'll just need 1 ink, but I'm trying to decide whether I want to use fresh freesia or crushed curry. So we will decide that as we go. And I'll bring in our stamp that we need. Now I am going to use Stylish Shapes dies. I am going to use one of the dies from this. And but you wouldn't have to. So if you don't have this, you could most certainly just use the trimmer to cut out your die, your sentiment piece. That would work just fine. But I'm going to use this die right here. So let me we have our card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, basic white, thick, scored at 4 1/4, folded in half. Then I have fresh freesia cardstock, 5 1/4 by 4. Again, all the measurements are in the description. And then designer series paper, which is 5 by 3 3/4. All right. So, and then I'm going to just layer up the fresh freesia. So I'm using the same designer series paper. I do have a third card to show you that I'm using a different designer series paper out of the same pack of designer series paper, the Dainty Flowers. So I'm just going to go ahead and layer this beautiful designer series paper on the fresh freesia cardstock. So just by changing the cardstock, you're going to get it, the color of the cardstock, you're going to get a different look. And then I have taken this crinkled seam binding ribbon, and I use the fresh freesia Stampin' Blends, and I just colored the ribbon. And I've already done that. And I'm going to bring that in. Now I did go ahead and add just a little extra and didn't color it, but I went ahead and cut off a little bit more just in case I didn't cut off enough. So right now we have about 12 inches that I colored with the fresh freesia. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to wrap this around. I don't know. Do I want to wrap it that way or do I want to wrap it this way? There's just so many different ways that you can wrap, right? Okay, we're going to go ahead and wrap it this way. And so I am going to, I think we're going to bring in Scotch tape. You could use Stampin' Seal if you wanted to. So I'm just going to fold my ribbon over. Just put a little Scotch tape there. Bring in my snips. We'll need that ribbon in a second, but I don't need it right now. And then I want to make sure that I have it centered. All right. And now I'm going to adhere this to our card front. But I'm not finished with that ribbon yet. Now, once again, you could definitely pop this layer up on your card front if you wanted to. And then I have already stamped. I've stamped, there are so many ways you might feel right now in the fresh freesia. And I also stamped and die cut in crushed curry. So I thought I would just look and see if I want that to kind of match, or maybe we want it to be kind of to bring in the colors of the flowers. What do you think? I think I'm going to go with the crushed curry. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and bring back this ribbon. And I'm going to bring it right under here and just tie like a little knot. Kind of like a little fake bow. You may want those a little bit shorter. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this over and add some dimensionals to our sentiment. And then I do want to stamp inside this card also. And I want to stamp, so our sentiment says, there are so many ways you might feel right now. Alone shouldn't be one of them. So I'm going to bring in our crushed curry. And we're going to stamp that inside our card. Alone shouldn't be one of them. And see how I have a little ink there? Well, we're going to cover that up by adding this little layer right in here. So let me bring my silicone craft sheet in. And we will just add some glue. Don't see any ink on my hand, but I must have had some point. And we'll just place this. And again, this is that 1 inch by 5.5 for the inside of our card. Let me close up the crushed curry before I have more ink on my hands. And let's go ahead and add our sentiment. And we could place that right down here. We could place it up here. Place it down here. What do you think? I kind of like it right here. I think we're going to put it right there. And then I can bring in those rhinestone basic jewels. But we also have our pretty pastel pearls that would look pretty on here too. I know, I'm not sure what all the different colors are, but this would be, looks really close to the fresh freesia, or we could even do the little darker for the contrast. What do you think? I don't know. Decisions, right? Okay, well, I think that I'm kind of trying to stay with just something using the same 2 stamp sets and the rhinestone. We'll just go with the rhinestones, but you most certainly could add those pastels on this. That would look really pretty with these this designer series paper, Dainty Flowers. So we only used one on the last card, so we'll just kind of overdo it on this card. How's that go? And okay. I do have another card to show you. So here is our second card, quick and easy. There are so many ways you might feel right now. Alone should be one of them. So this designer series paper, I mean, all I'm doing is using the sending support stamp set and stamping the sentiments. And I'm coming up with these gorgeous cards because the designer series paper is gorgeous, right? So here are the 3 cards, and I have one more to show you. And again, this is landscape, and we have portrait. My fourth card to share with you today is this card here, and this is using, I can pull that out real quick. This is using this designer series paper here, and again, look how you can have all these different layers. So I just cut one of those off. I added it to Mossy Meadow cardstock. I added sentiment and Mossy Meadow. Some days are harder than others. And then Hope Today is one of the easier ones. And that's the fourth card I wanted to show you. So some really quick and easy cards. Leave in the comments, let me know which one that you like the best. I mean, I know they're all so similar. Let me turn the camera back so I can talk to you, and you can, like to say so I can see you, but I guess I really can't see you, can I? Okay, well, I hope you like the cards. They're just quick and easy, and they're using the Sale-A-Bration stamp sets, sending support, and the designer series paper called Dainty Flowers, and they make such gorgeous cards, just really quick and really easy. And I love the sentiments in the sending support stamp set. And again, you can get both of these items free during Sale-A-Bration by placing a qualifying order, and you can use the annual catalog or the new spring mini catalog, or combine those to come up with a $50 order. If you spend $100, then you can either choose 2 $50 free items from the Sale-A-Bration, or choose one of the level 2 items in the Sale-A-Bration brochure. I hope you enjoyed our crafting today. I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on Facebook, give me a like. If you're watching this on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel to grow. And thank you for being here. Have a blessed week. I'll see you next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central. Bye for now. Take care.